folks, man. This is Monk, and we are back with another episode of Classic Cinematics, and I'm joined as always my co-host today. We've got Bobby Blockbuster.
Yo.
And today we're going to be talking about the classic film Program from 1993, man, which is a sports kind of drama kind of thing that examines the behind the scenes and the on-field goings-on of a fictional college football team.
Man, they make it look real. I even got a jersey, dog. People, this is not a Redskin jersey. I am not a Commanders fan at all. But I like ESU. And, one thing I must say about this film, first and foremost, I like how it really exemplifies that, football players are modern day gladiators. They are warriors of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And everybody can play football, but everybody can't play at an elite level. And this film kind of shows that in various ways where, it's not just about what happens on the field, it's about what happens off and all of the pressures that are surrounding. And I feel like, they did this and they took a different approach, whereas, a lot of sports films, they lead with the story. This one it led with the character arc first. You know what I mean? Like, it made us really want to care about these characters, show us what these characters were going through as individuals and as a unit. And then they thrust us into the situation. So we have kind of a more of an emotional compass with what's going on with these characters as individuals, you know what I'm saying, as we watch them struggle through it. You know what I mean?
Because as the title implies, it is, the programs. So it is about this program at this university, and I think by getting into the the characters to a degree and the personnel involved, including our coach here, Coach Sam, played by James Caan, you know what I'm saying? And it's interesting, man, because we see how important this program is to the university. We get glimpses of the behind the scenes aspects of it, which is probably my favorite aspects of this film. And ultimately it's kind of a thing where the program itself is almost a character, by the way it's being treated by the university and the personnel around them. It's like, it's almost as if at all stakes we must maintain the program. Yes. You know what I'm saying? It's of the utmost importance. It's bringing in all this money to the school. It's bringing the school acclaim. It's encouraging former alumni to donate money, which goes back to the school in a degree and to the athletic programs.
And the thing about it is too, with sports, there's two things. There's a winner, there's a loser. So the fact that the loser always seems to catch so much scrutiny. Like you're not supposed to lose. That's what happens when you play the game. And you see this right out the gate. They show this it was the most rainiest mud bowl, stormy gloom game ever in life on film that I've seen. And I guess this was their attempt at trying to make it to a bowl game. Yeah. And they lost. Yeah. And instantly, James Caan is scrutinized by the media and then gets put in the pressure cooker by the higher ups. I'm assuming it's the dean or the sports director. And they're pretty much, they wave his job in front of his face. They're like, man, dog, that's 2 years now. We ain't go to a bowl game. The boosters are getting antsy. Yeah. And if you can't level up, then your job is in jeopardy.
It's because he's jeopardizing the program. That's the thing that I see it, but I feel like there's times later on where this film does have a hard time reinforcing its own concept because James Caan is probably the first victim of this that we see.
Yes.
It's like, yo, bro, what you gonna do? If you're not contributing to maintaining the program enough, you got to go.
That's true.
Even though you've got a previous winning record, you probably are most winning this coach, but it's that one time you say no, or that one time you can't achieve greatness. Then
and the thing is, too,
we forget everything else you've done for us.
The thing is, too, is that when it comes to problems or problematic situations, especially in sports, they aim for the top and then go down. The one thing, yes, coaches, they establish the structure, they bring the best out of the players, but they're not suited up. They're not on the field playing. So how is it his fault that the players are falling short?
I always look at it like this too. Somebody got to lose. You know what I'm saying? So it's somebody's got everyone can't if
we were all winning,
it's funny when it gets like sometimes it gets religious. You see the teams playing in the locker room, and it's like, well, who's God supposed to choose to help?
Yeah,
like somebody got to lose.
Both locker rooms are praying to God.
Somebody got to lose.
That's what I'm saying, dude. If there wasn't a loser and everybody won, then they wouldn't give out trophies. They'd give everyone participation
we
medals.
See it all the time. Like I said, man, I think this program is a stand-in for just like the structure, the company, the corporation in a way. Like we see it all the time in sports where you might have a guy who won the Super Bowl one year, he comes back and don't make the playoffs, and they fire him. And I'm like, this is crazy.
Well, because you know what, you just
like, what have you done for me lately?
You hit on the key point, because for us as fans who sit on the couch and watch it on the TV, it's entertainment. But for them, it's a business. Yep. It's always going to be a business. If it's not making money, it don't make sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And, and that's why, like they do have this, what have you done for me lately mentality, because like, if you're not helping contribute to the cause, then you're part of the problem. We got to get rid of you. And we have to give the fans something to believe in.
And it's also interesting too, because ultimately in a lot of these schools and big universities, the program is more important than anything. We don't even care about your academic standings.
No,
what
they'll push you through.
If it's ran well, you might have a university that does take the time to afford and recruit professors as well as they do these players and coaches. But if you're lucky,
and that's the irony in it, because yes, of course the schools, they want the exposure, they want the bowl games, they want the TV time and the high standings, but the players don't even get paid for their services. Yeah. You see, not money. They get paid in scholarships and stuff like that. But a lot of them, they're not. And this is a fault of the players as much as the structure of the school and the pressure that's put on them as the player. But they're not looking for the education. They're looking for the next level up. Most collegiate athletes, they then aspire to become a professional athlete. That's it. You know what I mean?
So speaking of which, man, I think we could probably get into the players and characters in this film, what I'm saying? Which gives us an interesting swath of, we got our quarterback
Joe Kane.
Is that Joe Kane?
Joe Kane.
Who looks like he's being played by a 30-year-old actor, but hey, it's movie magic.
Well, he drinks a lot. He drinks a lot. They say when you drink a lot, it ages your face. So.
He's our quarterback. He looks like a super senior, but he lost the big bowl game last year. We got our new recruit running back, who's here to make sure they don't get that same loss of Darnell Jefferson, played by Omar Epps, which is an interesting choice. Epps is being a running back in here. That's kind of crazy. We get our man Steve Latimer.
Oh, we get Latimer. That's
who's been riding the bench. And he decided to cycle some steroids over the summer and come back because he wants to play really bad.
Well, that's the thing. Like, see, like with this, like just on those three guys, you know what I'm saying? I love this film. This is one of my favorite sports films. I saw it when it first came out, and it hit so heavy for me. Like with Kane, like the thing is where he's a good leader on the field. He is structured. He is poised, and he's a general to his troops. But off the field, he's got a lot of shit with him. Like his family issues are superseding everything else that he has going on. And then it also, the key word of this film is the applied pressure. And it comes from various forms. With him, it's like he's afraid of becoming what he came from in his fathers and his brother, or his father and his brothers and whatnot. And they're pretty much they're drunk failures. And and he has no support. Like the dad never sees him play, doesn't want to watch him play, and like he has no support valve. And because of that, it fuels his fire in this whole like a living on the edge lifestyle. And that's why the other players like look up to him. But at the same time, like he's consistently getting in his own way, you know what I'm saying, off the field. And that's where it creates a lot of problems, where like on the flip side of the coin, you have,
man, I feel like there's several of these characters that will benefit if the program has some type of therapy, regimen in there too, but they don't care about that.
The only thing they did
want
is
you to come through with these results.
Once he fucking teeter-tottered on the edge too much, and then got in a bar fight and got pulled over for DWI. And they were like, yeah, you know what? We got something for you. Go to rehab.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Heisman campaign over.
It's terrible, man. Yeah.
But on the flip side, you have, you know, I love what we get out of Darnell Jefferson, the rookie running back played by Omar Epps, because see, he's totally green. So you see, like, he's walking into this element. He's unsure, as most rookies are, trying to earn his place on the team,
Mm-hmm.
or as a starter, earn his reputation, earn his name. But at the same time, he's fully embracing everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? On and off the field. Like, the more time he spends on the field, the more impactful he is as a player, which gains confidence for him. And, you know, and he really starts putting in big work. But then also, like, his off-field stuff that he has going on, like, whereas some, you know, they lead, you know, their vice is the bottle, or the others steroids or whatever else. He finds comfort in, like, studying. Like, he tries to excel as a student. And a lot of it has to do with, I mean, he's trying to impress Halle Berry, and I can't knock him for that. Like, hey, man, you all right with that one? But
yeah, I mean, my thing too, like, I mean, we get a lot of character types, but they're not all developed on the same level.
No, they're all
on one hand,
yes.
I feel like we get too much time with Kane. We don't get enough. Well, Darnell honestly isn't, for me, developed enough to even give a damn about. So that's probably why they throw in the Halle Berry stuff. You know, Lattimore just serves to give the little steroid highlight. The most potential I thought was in my man Alvin Max. That
Dwayne
character
Davis, Alvin
played
Mack.
by Dwayne
Yes,
Davis.
yes.
But we just get the one note from him, the joke. He's amped up, but we don't really get explained why he's like it is. He's more amped up than the steroid dude when that situation comes on. And I think you had a lot of potential with fleshing that character out. He could have definitely been someone. You know, you got the leadership angle in Kane, but it seems like Alvin was with the heart of the team, and you got a lot of potential to develop that. You know what I'm saying? I think. And
I'm with you 100%, bro. They fell short, because all they did is, like, they gave us a glimpse of his home life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it looks like he's coming from a house that's barely standing. Like, if you sneeze in the house, it's going to fall over.
Yeah.
Single mom, other siblings in the home.
Yeah, and we don't get that. We get that for a second after his on-field stuff is done.
That's supposed to serve as the platform for us to understand that I need to become an NFL player so I can get my family out of this situation. Like, the way that they kind of made it stick and resonate with me is, like, it shows him go home, and of course we see the situation, and he buys his mom a real fancy door knocker. And he's like, you know, Mama, once I make it pro, I'm going to buy you the home that goes with this door knocker. So it's like, you know, you get it, but then, you know, that's it. That's the only fuel we get on the fire. That's the only gasoline that we have that's driving this car. But when you see him on the field, he is a monster. I mean, the stuff that he says out his mouth, he's revved up. He's talking trash in the most beautiful way. I love talking shit. I'm a shit talker myself personally. And man, the things he is saying, it's just it is off the chain. You know what I mean?
He's crazy, man. He's nuts, man. He's a trip, man. My other guy I think worth mentioning too is the coach himself, man. Coach Sam. And the thing about Coach Sam that I mean, maybe this is good writing for this character. Like he's got his back against the wall, and at the same time, he is trying to comply with what the school wants of him, man. Like there's times where these players have concerns, or even the coaches, when they were talking about, hey, my man on them roids, man, you might want to do something. And he's really, until shit really hits a fan, he's just turning the other.
He's like, no, the NCAA test for this stuff.
He's like, this guy's going to help me win. So whatever it takes for me to comply with the demands of the program, I'm on board with it. And honestly, by the film's end, he never really wavers. He doesn't turn. And I think it's brilliant to depict that like that, because a lot of cases, that's what goes down with this stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Having, like, there's no care for these players ultimately. All of these guys, a lot of them know what the system is. But then you got guys like Omar Epps who don't know what the system is, but then you realize, like, I got to get down or lay down.
Pretty much.
If I want to be a part of this and get this opportunity to go to the NFL and change my life, change the life of my family, I got to comply with the program and get with it.
Well, dog, it's a revolving door. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, anyone who's ever played football or watches it or knows anything about it, there is a next man up mentality. You know what I'm saying? Injuries happen. failures happen, things happen. And, when a player that's in a certain position that you're counting on, when they cannot perform anymore, the next in line, now you step up, you perform. But, I can't just like glaze over my man Latimer like that. Like he does stick out to me. I mean, he's so over the top. But for me, what he does, he serves the purpose as like the underdog story in this.
Yeah, he is
because and it's not. I am not promoting roiding. I'm not promoting steroids in any way. I think it's wrong. You should not do it.
We know what it is,
bad.
Man. Like,
but
it's part of it.
But the thing of it is that when they dive into his character arc, it gives perspective. Like, okay, they say that he's in his senior year. Mm-hmm. The first 3 years, he was on special teams. He was on the punt return team, and he kind of like he reached his ceiling. Like you can be swole as a mountain if you don't have the aggression, the intensity to work the muscle and do what needs to be done on the field. Then you're just strong, mm-hmm. and that not to take nothing away from that, but he kind of maxed out. So he started using these roids to level up. And you see this happen all too much in sports where, to get that extra edge, to get that extra intensity, to take yourself over the top, mm-hmm. you need that extra help. And it shows. And my thing is like, it shouldn't have took what it took for them to take notice. Like, I mean, my man, he becomes a starter, man. And he starts bashing his head through car windows. Sitting at the table. But then the thing is, it's like you said, they didn't take notice. But then when you're at a party and you toss this young woman around a room like she's like a featherweight. I mean, he's throwing her all over the place, about to rape her. And luckily, the other guy, Bud Light, they call him, the big offensive lineman. We don't really get much of his character. He's just always there to stop shit from happening. So kudos to Bud for being there. But, it just so happens that this young woman is the daughter of a booster. So because of that, the father's not going to press charges. So he's going to have no legal consequences. How crazy is that, boy?
I'm blowing that school up, bro. Like that's the thing. I'll get to my criticisms later, but I do appreciate this film for bringing these things to the light.
Yes.
That they are included in the film, the pictures of it. And we see to this day still schools and programs turning the other cheek just for victories. When star players mess up out there. There was a guy that was playing in a bowl game or in the game of, I'm not sure if it was a bowl game, but last year, I think he got kind of let off the hook of any culpability, but he basically went and retrieved a gun for another player who then used that to kill a woman. You know what I'm saying? And this guy's playing in the game and hadn't even gone to trial for this. And everyone's like, I'm like, yo, this guy just went through something crazy traumatic like that. And it just shows you that all the time we see programs turn the eye over these crimes, whether it's sexual assault, whether it's violence and other things, just for the sake of keeping, just for wins.
Yes.
Keep the program winning.
And seems like
it's crazy.
It seems like it happens mostly if they can keep it out of the media, then it gets swept under the rug.
Yeah, even in the media, they're still doing crazy stuff. Like
yes.
But then again, it also comes to the audience has to be held accountable. Yeah, because we're still going to consume that. Like it's still like, Ole Miss. You know what I'm saying? Roll Tide. Like
we know the wide receivers X, Y, Z, but he just scored a touchdown. We're going to the ship.
So it's crazy. Yeah. And in some ways the program is a victim of expectations, even though it does grind people up and spit them out. The program itself has an accountability to fans in a way that keeps it doing what it does in order to feed the hunger that we have for these sports and activities.
And also, I mean, it's all about the almighty dollar. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the sports at the college level is the main money maker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're getting packed stadiums. People are packing the house to see the football team, the basketball team, the whatever team. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing this for more educationally based events. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, it's a tug of war. It's a power struggle between, the fans that are supporting it and the vice that is feeding the beast. You see what I'm saying?
Man,
like
crazy,
we're getting it on both levels.
Crazy,
and
bro.
and also, I mean, with when it comes to the characters, I mean, we got all of these football players, and what's a good man without a good woman? I mean, they
for me, I think that's where this film starts to fumble, when it's trying to serve all the masters, including giving us this romance plot lines, a couple of them that go nowhere, that are just there just because.
Dump that shit, dog.
This should have been a 90-minute movie if we take that out of here, or we could have got more expansion on other concepts that were more important than I think this film brought to the table.
Yes, but, we didn't need to focus on the two. I mean, and these two relationships. One is Darnell Jefferson and Autumn, who is Omar Epps and Halle Berry. Their situation is pretty much Omar Epps coming in. He's trying to take the starting running back's job and his girl, but then yet her father doesn't like him because he sees too much of Omar Epps in himself. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, nah. The other guy was going to doctor school, so you messing that money up. And then on the flip side, you got Joe Kane, who is, I mean, he's the epitome of toxic, just as an individual. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's damaged goods. He's overly alcohol abuse, but he's, this is not even like a judgment call on your vices. I mean, it's the way he lives. My man does. On their first date, he takes Christy Swanson, or what's her name in this? Something Schaefer. Camille Schaefer. Camille Kane. So he takes her out. Like, he sees her in the gym, and she challenges him to some tennis because she don't like his pompous, arrogant football quarterback Heisman Trophy attitude. So she beats his ass in tennis. He doesn't know that she's a full ticket, jock for all intents and purposes as well. And so he was like, all right, cool. Now, I took my beating. Let me take you out on a date. Takes her on a motorcycle. Dude, he jumps the motorcycle over a cliff with her on the back on their first date. Who wants to do that shit? What kind of shit? Who does that in real life?
It is wild, man.
And then on another date, he does the Stand By Me train dodge. It's like, why are you putting this young woman through this? Like, it's like you want her to be the Band-Aid to these wounds that are not going to heal because they're too internalized with you, bro. Like you're putting her through all this crap. So it just like I would have rather just them focus more on the on field than the off field. When it came to that aspect, like the relationships they happen in life and in the world. You know what I'm saying? But
like speaking of which, man, the on-field antics do have a interesting place in this film, man. And,
they're great.
We get the football action that is promised in the trailer. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And in a lot of ways, man.
Well, I mean, I love these on-field scenes. I mean, they are hard-hitting, high impactful. I mean, you hear it. There's head cracking going on, and this mic'd up element. Like, I mean, you hear. I mean, like I said, you get it, especially when it comes to Alvin Mack with all his trash talk. But you hear all the other stuff. I mean, you're hearing the pads popping, the grunting, the snarling, even the rain hitting the ground, the snap of the football when it's thrown. It was done very strategically and very, very well to pull us into the game, to kind of make it feel real. Like when I watch these scenes, even though I know the outcome of the game, I'm still rooting for ESU. I know they're going to catch the L to Michigan. I know what's going to happen at the end of the movie, but I'm still like, I'm just in straight fan mode. Like, yeah, man, get it, throw that, run that ball, and then they got the little music playing and what really
slow-mo, man. The slow-mo is a godsend for football like coverage, man.
It is.
Even if you used to get those old VHS and DVD NFL videos, like the best whatever, they used to make those things, and just the way they shot the game, man, it's just a really cinematic sport, man. Especially when you're slowing it down and you're seeing the matchups on the line of scrimmage, or the running backs or the wide receivers stretching and making plays. Like it's beautiful in motion, man.
And this film came out in '93, so and they're doing this all the way full circle 360 camera angle. So you're getting all these different angles of what's happening. You're seeing the dives, the ball being caught like 3 different ways by the same guy. And another thing that I really liked about the on-field action is then they sprinkle on the ESPN highlights hosted by Boom to really like intensify this realistic vibe that they're really trying to give us. You know what I mean? Which I thought that hit.
I love those elements. Like you see more of that now with modern films where they will tap into like a you see a host can't remember the guy's name, but he shows up a lot, or just even any other daytime TV shows where they'll splice in those guys talking about what's going on in the film, like if it's a sports film or something like that. And I think that's cool. And this is doing that too, like you said, with the ESPN highlight,
Yeah. And also, when it comes to football films, we get, some of them, the better ones to me personally, they do have a lot of on-field action. But before you get the game time action, you gotta have a dope ass training montage. You gotta. I need to see them training,
like
practice squad.
Like I think those are good scenes, man. Like I don't think James Caan utilized to his fullest, but those practice scenes when he's tapping players on the head and telling them what they got to do,
them up, don't hit them,
or like you're giving them little tweaks with it. Those are classic sports film, things, and I think they do a good job.
They did a great job,
with that.
Yes, and it kind of gives us just another opportunity to see what these players are going to have to offer on the field later on in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, one of my favorite parts is when Latimer he hits high for Darnell and he misses, he whiffs all the way, and Ken grabs him by the face as he was like, "What are you doing with that neck tackle bullshit? Next time you hit him, put your face mask in his chest. I want to see snot bubbles coming out of his nose."
It's so funny though watching that because Omar Epps' little ass, and he's looking like Barry Sanders out there.
Yeah, he was swift. He was swift,
but the tackling this, I mean, it's movie stuff, so we know it's scripted, but it's just so funny to me watching it play out. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
And then dude, they put the Welcome to the Jungle on, and they're doing the Iowa drills and all this stuff, running through the tires. I mean, like, and dude, it gets the blood flowing. This is the kind of stuff where it's like, man, and with it being football season now, like it's like, this is it. Like I turn into a total fanboy when I watch this, or just like I do on Sunday when it's football time, when the Raiders about to be on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's interesting, man, how they put this together, man. I mean, for me, this is my first time watch, man. So I feel like this is a film 93. I can't remember exactly, but 93. I'm probably like I graduated 96 or was supposed to, but I'm probably like. I'm probably like 15 at the time, so I feel like being a younger viewer, this probably would have impressed me a lot more. Like I said before, the things that really I think work for this film are the things about the program itself, the behind the scenes, the recruiting, and things like that. But I feel like this thing struggles to maintain an even presentation, and just some of the execution is a little wonky with like some of the acting, some of the choices, like spending so much time with Kane's dating life, and even the dating life of Epps' Darnell. Yeah, it muddies down what I think could have tightened this thing up a little bit. But but I do love like those are the moments where I was like actually like look at like at the edge of my seat, like watching the committee of the program itself figuring out choices, them then going and standing before the people trying to figure out what to do with Lattimore, and even seeing the wheeling and dealing of that, even though Khan kind of put his foot in Lattimore's ass, but it was still kind of softballing him. So you got one more time. I'm like, bro, like this guy should be out of here for real. But you guys need a lineman. You need that guy on the line that's going to make those plays. And I think that's when this film is at its best. You know what I'm saying?
For me, what works, and I'm with you 100%. What worked for me was, and still does, is the exposure on the various levels. The exposure of alcohol use, of drug use, of boosters, of the off-field, what happens to a player off the field affects them on the field. And also like. The things that some of these players have to do to maintain their edge or feel that they have to be more over the top than the person next to them to get them to believe in them. When I first in '93, when this film first came out, I remember I didn't see it till it came out on to rent. We rented it from Blockbuster, but I did see the trailer, and I remember the scene when they had them all laying in the street, and they took that out of this film because some kids saw that and they actually tried to do this and lost their lives.
Yeah, basically
got ran over.
Since I never saw the scene in the film, because They cut it out. I think they cut it out by the time it hit theaters,
absolutely,
and it never even. It's not even a bonus on the DVD.
It's only on. It's on the Region 4 Australian DVD and the Hong Kong Laserdisc.
So essentially, but just to subscribe it for the people, like I said, I don't know the context, but I know in that trailer, I remember it seemed like a dare or something where all these players
did it. Kane was doing it first.
They was laying in the street,
and then the rest of the players did it because they were playing, in essence, follow the leader.
Yeah. So it's like a situation like that. It was a
dick measuring contest.
Yeah, they're testing each other's resolve or whatever. But basically, they laid down on the center divider, on the yellow lines in the street, as the traffic is going back and forth, which is kind of chancy because some people swerve. It happens.
You're laying down so you can't be seen anyways.
Or you might get startled, or you know what I'm saying? You could be obscured by the car that's in front of the car that actually swerves into you. But, they were worried that kids would emulate that, you know what I'm saying?
And they did. They did. That's what I'm saying. Some young kids actually lost their lives trying to do this.
Yes. I gotta look.
No, they did. Dude, some young... Dude, what was it? When 2 young men were killed and several others injured by imitating the stunt. Dang. Buena Vista cut the scene from the film. Got it right here. But
people will fuck it up
for those that are interested in seeing the scene. You know what I'm saying? It's probably on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Yeah. I watched it.
Yeah, but
just the other day.
Outside of that, the other controversy I do remember surrounding this film at the time was the exposure element. There was a lot of programs coming out and people speaking out like, "Oh man, this ain't how it is." And honestly, like I said, there is a lot of exaggeration of this, and like I said, the execution of this thing gets a little ridiculous. Like even Lattimore, the depiction of his thing, there is such thing as word rage, but it doesn't manifest like it's shown in this film. But I think just for including some of these things, the booster stuff, the recruitment tactics, like it had a lot of people speaking out about this film, and I think that also kind of helped with hyping this thing up and making it something that people wanted to see at the time. Absolutely. As well,
And I mean, and the thing is that, one thing I'll say, whether a movie hits in the box office or with the critics or not, when you can raise eyebrows, create conversation through controversy, you're doing something right. Yeah. You're doing something right.
Some of the blowback on this reminds me of when that Playmakers film came out.
Oh, I got that shit.
I mean, not the film, the series.
The series. Yes.
ESPN. And I feel like it was cut short because of the...
Dude, NFL told ESPN, if you make another season, you will no longer be allowed to show our highlights, dog.
I don't think the whole season originally aired because I remember watching like 3 or 4 episodes and it was gone.
Yeah, I got that shit on DVD, dog.
So that series was kind of dealing with the same thing.
Yes.
But on the NFL level, man, they had players in that zone on dope. Going through withdrawal.
They were 2 lines before they go to practice.
And it was crazy. and a lot of that stuff was based on real life stuff, but putting it in front of the camera on a show that had a potential that millions could see was just too much. And I think that's what some of the controversy when the program first hit was coming from these colleges and universities. It's like, man, this y'all giving the people too much. This is stuff we want to keep behind the scenes.
Well, because
and unknown,
what it does is, like I said, it turns it from a thought into something that could be real. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's like everybody knows shit happens every day of the week. That's why they make toilets and toilet paper. But when you have when you have a film like this or a show like Playmakers, and you put it in the perspective or deliver it in such a way to make it all make sense, and then see the amount of energy and effort that goes into the cover up. Yeah. That's when it's like, whoa, man.
It's crazy because I think the worst thing that can happen with things like this, I mean, it is what it is, man. You watch football for whatever reason. It's just like watching boxing, man. 2 guys are banging each other in the head, and that's kind of probably not good for people to do. But you've signed off on it to like, I want this type of entertainment, and I'm willing to overlook certain things. But sometimes when you peel back some of the layers of it that are being hidden from the public, that may make a potential viewer question why they're doing this. It may turn some people off, and I think that's what programs and institutions sometimes try to avoid, and things like this sometimes bring that to the forefront. Even on a film like Any Given Sunday, it's pulling back layers of what's going on with this. And I think, you know, when films are doing this effectively, they do challenge and make you like be like, damn, like this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, just second guess. You start second guessing the moral compass, not only of the ones that are providing the entertainment, but then yourself for embracing the entertainment, enjoying the entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's full circle, man.
Sucks, bro. It's 22. I'm probably won't be watching this
I'm
Raiders
watching
game later.
football, you damn right.
You know, and I gotta see what's going on. I got my red zone popping, so it's like, yo, I know I am part of the problem, man. When it comes to this stuff,
what?
Dude. So I think we can wrap this up on that note, man. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Blockbuster summed it up perfectly, man. You know, and we're gonna be back soon, man. Spooky season, bro. If not, it's actually. Yeah, spooky season is coming up, so I don't know when this is going to drop. You know what I'm saying?
Spooky season going to be over, though. It's going to be turkey time, baby. Turkey time. Let's eat and get fat, baby. Yeah.
It might be, man. but we got more in deck for y'all, man. Make sure you subscribe, like, you know, check out our merch. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we got all kinds of stuff. So if you can't afford a hoodie, we got all the way down to stickers, man. You know what I'm saying? So just to help any budget, and all of it helps us, man. You know, it helps support. So make sure you also share us with your friends, man, because we're perfect, man. We know y'all ain't at working, man. Pull us up in a little web browser, man. Have us playing in the background, bro. And when your boss come, you know, minimize that window real quick, you know. You know, but we here for you, man. We got probably over 100 of these, man. So check us out, man. You know, we out here, bro. We ain't going nowhere. You check us out at Clashes Cinematics on Instagram. You catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter and Instagram.
This is Bobby Blockbuster. As always, you can catch me on the next show.
All right, folks, we out of here. Peace. Get with the program.
Yeah, with the program. That's clever. I like that.